Okay, the singer Deborah Snaps and Angels. We're going to turn over the studio B and say good afternoon to Brother Michael Jenkins along with your son. Good afternoon to you folks.
And good afternoon to you, Tater. And good afternoon to everyone out there today. Oh, man, look at that. Look at my buddy.
What's good?
What's that?
Wow. This is impressive.
Alexa's got it clean.
Is it another chair? Right? You want to sit over here?
I'm good.
Okay. Naeem McFadden just walked in on here with my boy Jared Jenkins. And, I didn't know the post that I made this morning was going to cause such an uproar, but it kind of did.
What'd it say? What'd it say?
The post was Jimmy Vereen waking me up this morning, actually, with a phone call. And I was like, wow, what's going on, Jim? Hey, Mike, you need to do me a favor today. I said, what? And he told me he needs me to announce on my program today to the Creekbridge football players that they need to come to practice. Today is day 2 of the practice, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel bad for him, but, if you're going to call yourself a football player, then you got to come on out and practice. You can't have a team otherwise. I was kind of amazed by some of the comments. People were very upset about that thing, And you called me. You on your way down there?
I was in Sellers for a meeting with Tom Rice.
Okay.
And I saw the message and I was shocked, man. I couldn't believe I was on my way down there.
Right. So I saved you a trip.
Yeah.
That'd be $10, please. Not kidding. But yeah, Creekbridge program has struggled over the years. Some years have been better than others. The game against Marion last year, to me, was a game that impressed me a lot. I saw they showed some moxie, and they were in that game. They could have won it, I think. But somehow, Marion was able to pull it out. But football is a sport that you gotta want to do this, man. I mean, it's not easy. Nobody ever said it was easy. It's 90-something degrees out there already. This morning when I was out there, when I was watching some of Marion's practice, it was like mid-80s already. It was like 9 o'clock. It was hot.
Yeah, that's fall and don't get up type of weather.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you really have to. You got to want to do this, and
especially in uniform, man. You out here in uniform, in pads.
Did they have pads? They didn't have pads on today.
Marion probably started with pads. I haven't seen Mullins start
Did they
with
have pads on? I don't even remember.
Hey, man.
I know they had they had the shirts on, they had shorts on, and everything like that.
People collapse, man.
Huh?
That's some. I mean, it's hot. It's hot enough out there without pads on.
It is hot. But this is football in South Carolina,
and you're running around too.
See in New York, football don't start until like October.
Labor Day.
Yeah, nobody's trying to be practicing football right now in New York City. First of all, school doesn't start until the middle of September anyway, so the football season starts a little slower in New York. But I remember once I went out. Well, I called myself going out for football because I knew I couldn't make the basketball team. So I goes out there one day. It was a combination of sleet, freezing rain, and snow. And all the guys out there, they had shorts on, short and a top. And I went out there like that. I stayed out there 10 minutes. I looked around. I looked at these guys. The coaches were looking at me. But before they came over to say something to me, I was gone. I said, okay, first of all, y'all are crazy for being out here. It's like 20-something degrees. It's cold out here, okay? Wind blowing, turf all wet. I said, okay, I'm out of my element, so I left, and I never went back.
Yeah, if you get introduced to football too late, the appeal can kind of be a mystery to you.
Oh, let's tell his story real quick, his football story. This cat right here wanted to play rec football, bugging me to death. Dad, I want to play. I
want to expand my horizons.
I said, Jared, knowing my son the way I knew him, I said, son, you don't want to really do that.
I wanted to be great.
He said, yes, I do, Dad. I want to play. That's okay. So I went and I signed him up. First couple of days, he's having a ball.
Yeah. Because there was no hitting going on. We was just having fun, man.
He's a big monster.
It was great. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was really I thought it was a great sport. I mean, this is wonderful.
He loved it.
We running around, you know, chasing each other. It's great.
So then there was the day when I went to pick him up one day. He said, Dad, I don't want to do this anymore. I said, what do you mean I don't want to do this anymore? You want to do it some more? I don't want to do it anymore. I just don't want to. So I said, well, you're going to stay out here for a couple of more practices.
You know why, though?
Because you got your clock wrong.
Now, what happened was this dude, he kind of just fell on me. All right, like we was lined up, and whenever they blew the whistle, whatever, dude, he kind of grabbed me, and my arms were to my side, and he like leaned forward. He just fell on me flat, right? And it was a wrap, man, because I was like all the air just out of my chest.
Yeah, that happened.
So I was like, I'm done with this dude, man.
So that was everything that you needed.
I didn't want to play no more.
Oh, because Frisky Washington had him at a running back. So, oh man, Mike, you know this guy's gonna be great. Jared is.
Nah, this shit made me the quarterback.
I
man.
like Frisky.
I want to be in the pocket.
I know this boy. So we fast forward to high school. Coach Carfley talks him into coming out for Marion High School.
He saw potential.
Carfley was impressed. Oh, Michael, we could do. And he's gonna be great.
Yeah, put me in pass, man. They said I look good in the pass.
He did. Carfley said, Michael, he looks great.
Intimidating.
I said, Carfley, he ain't gonna stay. So what do you mean he's not gonna stay? I said, if he is my son, and I think he is, he won't stay. I mean, they just said that.
I never have enough aggression to stay, man. But
You
yeah,
got see when they can fight with the
I get that.
no, but it was cool. But after a few days out there in the past running around, it was, you know, it was some contact. I wouldn't really like basketball is contact, but you know you can kind of finesse around the contact.
Yeah.
But you can't really finesse around the contact for too long in football before you know you getting that.
You're right.
So I wasn't feeling it.
Charles Green, Vic Williams, Chris Harley. They're doing something. You saw that?
Yeah.
A donation drop off. Call or text Chris Harley 843-713-6994. Charles Green 843-751-3967. Vic Williams 843-731-4026. Drop off your donations on or before August 10th. We're looking for cash donations, school bags, notebooks, calculators, binders, folders, pencils, pens, school books, etc. And this is an effort on their part to kind of give back and help out the community. Because I'm gonna tell you something, there's a lot of people that needs this stuff right here. There's a lot of kids out here that don't have going into this season, going into school. So give those guys a call. You know, see what you can do to help out. Help, you know, put some books and pencils and pens in the hands of some of the local kids. What have you seen? You been out there anywhere yet tonight?
Man, that's the thing that's kind of disappointing though, because just last week I went to PD Academy.
Okay.
And PD Academy was like first team to call up Coach Vereen for the Creek Ridge Warriors to come out to a 7-on-7.
Right.
Coach V calls up Marion and Mullins. So we got all the county teams in one spot doing 7-on-7, and it was on.
Okay.
And Creek Ridge probably had about 10 or 11 guys that was out there.
Really?
Yeah. And it was a pretty good day of practice. Dudes was even hoping maybe one day we can get a jamboree together. So it was a fruitful practice. And then this week, somehow everybody's busy.
Wow. Now, what was the 7-on-7 held?
It was at PD Academy.
At PD Academy?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. I'm gonna say something right now. It might upset some people, but when I look at Marion's team now and look at Marion's team over the last 5 years, you know what's missing? Some of those big corn feds that PD Academy got over there. Those big corn feds. You know, Marion always had a group of big lineman types that fit the description of the PD Academy kids.
That's what I saw yesterday. They got speed, but they're missing.
They don't have that size anymore.
Yeah.
Rankin always managed to keep X amount of these kids in Marion High School and put it with some talented guys, some athletic guys, and before you know it, Marion is a juggernaut. Mm-hmm. But now, you know, that's gone now. That's over at PD Academy now. And PD Academy is supposed to be recruiting some other players from Marion, from what I understand.
They got a kid from Marion on the squad, yeah.
That's a bad look, man. How do you lose people to PD Academy? You can't even keep your own in your school, really? Mm-hmm. Wow. But
I'm sure they're offering some type of incentive. I'm sure it's not just, hey, come work for us or come play for us.
Back in the day, you couldn't offer no incentives for people to leave Marion's program to go over there. You just couldn't do it.
I guarantee they got some type of incentive. It
Well,
ain't happening for no reason.
They want to get their shine on. They want to.
Yeah.
They want that star.
You know, PD Academy has been successful over the last several years in across the board sports. Didn't they win a state championship in baseball?
They won 2 state championships in baseball and went to state championship game in football last year.
Wow.
But they're not in the public school circuit like South Carolina High School League, are they?
No, they're not.
They're playing Skeezer.
They're playing against Skeezer.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing against Skeezer.
Is Skeezer like the only private thing?
No.
Yeah.
Is it the only one?
It's
South Carolina?
for league, yeah.
Really? Well, the thing about it is, okay, so you got Skeezer, and Skeezer is getting better.
When you get down to those last few teams, yeah, those some squads.
Let me tell you something. I saw some Skeezer teams over in the Pepsi Classic the last few
Trinity,
years.
probably.
Watch out, okay?
I mean, at the end of the day,
Them cats
it's
can really
players.
play.
You know what I mean?
Huh?
At the end of the day, it's players. Like, it doesn't matter private or public. I mean, if you get the right players, then you got a good team. You know what I mean? All you need is 5 on the court at a time.
You're right.
Well, see, back in the day, Skeezer was only white, but now Skeezer's not only white no more. A bunch of blacks are now going to Skeezer as well. Some of them are going, with the whole allure of better academics.
Well, again, are they getting offered scholarships to go there?
Sure, you got Zion Williams
still
from
costs.
Duke.
Yeah,
And that's what was his school a Skeezer?
I
Yeah.
believe so.
Yeah, it was a Skeezer. That's right. You seen them playing the state championship, right?
Yeah, they're
Skeezer getting some stuff done. Okay, look at Dylan Christian over there.
Zion was a steal though.
Avalon Academy,
Seven Woods with the Hammond.
right? So
Getting Zion basically guaranteed them success. I mean, that's just so unfair, man. Watching them play against those dudes, like it was really. That's honestly why I started getting low on Zion towards the end of his dominance in high school. I was like, man, look at this, man. When you see it in person, it's really even worse to watch. Because at no point in the game do you ever even fathom that somebody's gonna stop them in any way. They're children. They're children compared to him.
the word on the street is that Zay Leggett is going to be the quarterback tomorrow.
They've been working him at a quarterback. They got another kid that came in recently that might be able to develop as a quarterback, but they're going to see what's going to happen. Zay got to have the football. Zay got to have some touches.
I'm a little bit leery about Zay being quarterback because he's so great athletically. You know, he's more, to me, he's a wide receiver. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, best suited for wide receiver. I don't want to see him get mauled back there quarterback this year.
Well, most times your most athletic player or that guy that can get it done is going to be quarterback. You look at Lamar Jackson, Mike Vick.
Yeah, I get that.
Even they had Ryan Gore a couple of years ago. There's just some guys going to make.
But Ryan Gore was a big, strong, physical guy, man. Yeah. Ryan Gore gave as good as he got when it came to contact.
That's true.
Zay is a long guy, you know. I hope it works out for him. I remember when Gerard was playing quarterback at the middle school. He started at quarterback at the middle school. He, Justin, and Meat Dog. That was the trio. Mm-hmm. And then he got to JV. And Coach Gerard had a decision to make. Because Gerard was the quarterback. He was going to be the quarterback.
Yeah.
And he made a decision that if he's going to play football, he's not going to play quarterback. And that's when they moved Justin to quarterback.
That was a good move.
It was a great move. it was a great move. But, you know, sometimes, you know, when you got a great athlete like that, you know, and Zay being a 3-sport guy, or is it 4-sport? Any track too?
I don't think so.
But he's baseball and he's football and basketball. Probably, arguably the best athlete in the whole county. I mean, arguably. Yeah. But if you're going to be quarterback, boy, when basketball season comes, he's going to be hurting.
It's going to be scary, but I think he just got that ability to make plays.
He does.
And you're right. You got to stay healthy and stay upright.
But what happened to the 3 cats that they had last year that was battling for the job? And did they all graduate?
All of them graduated.
Really?
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, so they're on a pickle right now. They got to put somebody back there that can produce some stuff. Well, Dooley is the guy that I think is going to end up being a quarterback for Marion.
Yeah.
What's Dooley's name anyway?
Devontae Allen, I think.
Devontae Allen, right. That's the only guy I think he's the primary guy right now that they're looking at, I think, to be the quarterback this year. And he played quarterback last year. He had his ups and downs, but the whole team had his ups and downs last year. So we don't know how that's going to pan out this year. I do see a little bit more enthusiasm with the Marion kids this year. I don't think that we're going to see a repeat of what we saw last year. It is 3A now. That's not going to be easier. You can already go and mark Dillon as a loss because you're not going to beat Dillon. Okay, and they already know that. Okay, but looking at some of the schedules here,
it's not a bad schedule.
No, this is Creek Bridge schedule here. Now, Creek Bridge kids, a little message to y'all. The 17th is the started real games being played. Okay, you can't be letting no 2 weeks, 3 weeks go by during this time of the year and think you're gonna be ready to compete against anybody in 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So they're gonna start out with Johnsonville on the 17th. That ain't gonna be easy. And then here we go with Mullins again.
Have teams ever forfeit a season? Like if there's just not enough interest from their players at their school? Or
I'm sure it's probably happened.
Like we're not having a team this year. You know what I'm saying? Holler at us next year though.
Well, some teams probably forfeited with an 0-10 record. I mean, some people consider that a forfeit sometimes.
Nah, because then you still got to endure that pain.
Yeah, and you got to give props to the dudes that actually played. At least they
you really do.
Yeah.
Well, after they get Mullins, then they got to travel. No, they're going to play West Columbus. So now we're reaching across the border for some cats, and we don't know what them know.
Columbus County?
Yeah, West Columbus. Right. From, let's say, Sarah Gorda, North Carolina. Then they got Latta. That ain't never easy because Latta's been really good the last couple of years. And then you got former doormat Ainer, who's now all of a sudden almost a power, especially man. Ainer walks in Marion County. They like they own this place almost lately, and they were nothing but a patsy. Homecoming game
for years.
For Marion
and Creek Bridge, honestly, Creek Bridge was that way in everything, and the Ainer was pretty much that way in everything too. Except like cross country and wrestling.
But Ainer's 3A now, and Ainer has handled Marion and Mullins consistently over the last few years, and I know that deep down in the hearts and minds of these football fans, that ain't sitting well. I'm sure they're not happy about that.
Ainer or Loris, certain schools, I don't feel like Marion should ever lose to them.
Well, Loris was not in the Ainer class back in the day. Loris was a problem. Loris was a real problem.
Not that I remember. Like in basketball, they weren't for sure.
Maybe not in your 4 years of high school, maybe. But Loris has always been a problem.
They were good at those side sports that people didn't really care about much. Like they were pretty good at tennis, decent at wrestling. I guess baseball, I'm not sure, but like the big like sports that everybody cares about, like supposedly basketball, football, they didn't really excel in those during my time there. Especially Ainer. Ainer was trash.
Ainer for sure. Loris has been a problem.
Ainer used to be like guaranteed dub, except for like cross country.
Okay, so after Ainer and then Marion, which I'm not sure why Marion and Mullins are consistently on Creek Bridge schedule. I know somebody's going to tell me, it's because of money. I listen to this guy on this YouTube guy. It's The World According to Briggs. Mm-hmm. So as soon as he thinks of something like I said this now, I'm sure they're going to say money. He'll say something like, I'm sure they're thinking this is going to make some money. Stop typing. He's talking to his audience like that. You ever The World According to, he has all these videos about 10 reasons not to move to Marion, or 10 reasons not to move to Atlanta, or 10 reasons to not move to here. Right. Funny guy, The World According to Briggs. So they got Marion, and I don't think that Creek Bridge should be playing Marion or Mullins, but that's just my opinion. It never works out right for them.
They were good maybe 10 years ago. It was a good matchup, but you're right. They probably outgrowing it. Like people are saying Dillon is outgrowing Lakeview and Latta.
I think Dillon's kind of outgoing everybody right now.
Oh yeah.
They need low key. They might need to be like on a national schedule. I don't know. I mean, maybe not. I don't know what the national scene is like, but maybe they could compete.
That's been the conversation. Maybe play in bigger schools and they
travel.
They say nobody wants to play them.
Take that show on the road, man.
I remember several years ago, Lakeview upset Dillon. I don't know. That was a long time. Maybe 15 years ago.
Wow.
They beat him. They beat him clean too. After that, Lakeview people were feeling pretty good about themselves. They've been getting mauled every year ever since that. And Lakeview has been good. They've been really good.
Yeah, but you can't. After some of that happens, you got to reassert dominance over them.
Well, they did.
That's what happened. That's like USA basketball.
20 straight years of dominance. You ain't doing nothing forever ever because of that.
After they played Marion, then they got Charleston Math and Science, and that game's going to be played down there. And then they got the Toughies. They got Hemingway, not good. Lakeview, not good. Even Green Sea has gotten good.
Yeah,
what happened there? Green Sea has not been a pushover of late. And obviously, since Creek Bridge is winless the last several years, they've been playing Green Sea every year. Obviously, Green Sea has been winning that game.
Yeah, that's the game you hope to win.
Well, there it is. Looking at Mullins, and Mullins starts out with Creek Bridge, as I said, on the 24th. Then they play Marion. So that's an early matchup for Marion and Mullins because they're no longer conference foes.
Yeah.
Right. So they get that out of the way. This is your new tobacco bowl right here.
I guess so.
They still
Early
call
in
it
the
the
season,
tobacco bowl?
Tobacco bowl.
Yeah, you slap the name of this thing out. But anyway, so they got Marion. And then they got C.E. Murray. This is one of those conference type games for Mullins here because C.E. Murray's in the conference now.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure. Isn't C.E. Murray in East Clarendon?
Is. I know East Clarendon is. I'm not sure.
Maybe not C.E. Murray then, but okay. So they got C.E. Murray. Then they got Carver's Bay, and that ain't going to be easy. Carver's Bay has dominated the conference lately.
Yeah.
Then you got East Clarendon, Kingstree, which you don't know what you're going to get from Kingstree. They always have a lot of talent, but they haven't really done well over the last several years. Johnsonville, which has been pretty good. Hannah Pamplico, which has been really good of late. In fact, out of those last three right there, Hannah Pamplico has been more consistent than any of those last three programs I just mentioned. And then you got Andrews, and then you end the season with Ladder. Marion starts out with Ladder on the 24th. Then they play Mullins, Timmonsville, Lakeview. That's going to be a toughie. Creek Bridge. And then the conference starts. And you open the conference schedule with Dillon.
Get it out of the way. Just go and get it out of the way.
Why don't we just
yeah, take your medicine.
Yeah. Why don't we just send an application to Dillon saying, okay, put what you want the score to be here, and we'll call it that. Okay.
Agree on a reasonable score.
Okay.
Like negotiate, like we don't think y'all would beat us by 50. So we'll say, let's say it's 50-7, something like that.
50
Call the game at 60.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of having to go down there and get crushed by these guys, because Dillon's going to maul you. Because, first of all, I think that Dillon has more of an incentive to maul people this year because they don't have a lot of – they're not going to have a lot of great competition to play against. So they may be practicing on you on a game-to-game basis to get ready for state championship action.
Well, I'm on the Dillon bandwagon now.
I
support him, man. I just support greatness. I mean, they're doing something I never heard of.
Yeah, you really got to give them their props.
When you said a 5-peat, they was going for the 5-peat?
They were going for a 5-peat?
Come on, man. They were before they got beat. When they going for a 5-peat?
2 years ago, they was going for a 5-peat.
He said, 8 championships or something like that? 7 or 8?
Yeah, you go for a 5-peat, man. That's something else.
Well, after they have Dillon, and then they get Ainer, and we'll see if Marion can turn that whole scenario around because you need to beat Ainer this year. Lake City is not going to be easy. Chiraw is definitely not going to be easy. And Loris is going to be their usual problem cells, I'm sure. So it's going to be interesting to see how Marion is able to recover this year, and right their ship. And because the football in the county last year was not good. Okay, I'm gonna lay it on the line right there now. It's not been good, and people got work to do, and they know it. I've been talking with the coach some. I hadn't spoken with Mullins' coach yet. John's back this year as the head coach. Yeah. Any new changes in terms of the coaching people that you know?
Pretty much stays.
I see at least 2 new guys on Marion's coaching staff. There's one guy, I don't know who he is.
I know Randall's out there, the Randall State guy.
Randall State's there, and there's another guy too. A white guy.
Big guy, yeah. I think this is his 2nd year there.
Okay.
Last year.
Okay. And of course you got the other guys who filled in last year as well. So the staff looks okay. And the players, from what I see this morning, they looked okay. Seemed to be a nice number of them out there, and I understand that there's going to be some more coming. George Gurley, whose son, you know the guy at Tiger Mark, George Gurley?
Yeah.
You know him? Somehow Jimmy Howard was able to talk him into coming out. Jimmy's been very impressed with this kid for you now. And I seen them today for the first time in uniform. And I can kind of relate to Jimmy's vision. He's a big kid, strong. He's not played football probably ever, but he's got a football body, and he's tough-minded.
That's good.
I was really impressed to see him out there this week, and maybe he could be one of those ones that they pull off the sideline to to help him out, help him down the road. Because it's a numbers game when it comes to football. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. So you wanted to talk last week about Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, I did.
But what happened?
Well, really, I want to say I feel like everybody's switching up on Kawhi Leonard, honestly. I feel like the narrative surrounding Kawhi Leonard now is very negative, and it's accusing him of all kind of things that I just don't believe, honestly. Saying that he's a quitter and that he's faking his injury and all this nonsense. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it, personally.
What say you, Dane?
I'm kind of bugged by his nonchalant. He don't hear nothing from Kawhi.
Nothing. The guy doesn't talk.
I don't mind that, though.
It's getting old right now.
It could be because, I feel like
you need to say something.
Being silent, that doesn't mean he did anything. That doesn't mean he's at fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, there could be something that's really going on. I believe there probably is something really going on, but not speaking on it, I think he probably got a reason if he ain't speaking on it, like whatever it is.
But he never speaks
but I
on
think
anything.
It will come out, and I do think whatever it is will come out eventually, or whatever's going on with what's going on with him, or him and Popovich, or him and the Spurs, or him and the Spurs doctors. I think it's gonna come out, but I'm not mad at him right now. I feel like let's just wait till everything come out before I can really say anything, because I really, not saying something, I can't judge you off of what you didn't say. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I know it's gonna be awkward at the USA basketball tryout camp or something.
Yeah, he's already made it to camp. He's there.
No, he's not there.
Yeah,
he ain't there.
Is he still injured? Is the question.
So Popovich is going to be the coach of that team.
Pop, oh God. See, I think Pop was on some nonsense. So when he came at him, hey, are you sure you're hurt? Yeah, I'm hurt. Man, got my face.
I can see where people could have a problem with Pop with his little attitude.
Get out of my face.
He got a stank attitude.
He's very stank.
Yeah, he was stank to these
you
people.
You probably ain't hurt.
He said the guy asked him yesterday, so are you getting to know DeMar DeRozan? He said, he's here, Andy. I'm talking to him. So yeah, I'm getting to know him.
And you telling me if you was Kawhi, you would never see a situation where you and that guy could get into a little dispute with that. You know what I'm saying? He might come at you kind of crooked one day and you're like, yo.
I'm pretty sure
yes, I'm hurt.
Maybe there's a personality conflict between the two of them. Because you got to have a certain kind of personality to not want to knock Pop out one day, because he gonna get on your nerves.
Yeah.
And then especially if he questions your injury, when you saying you hurt and he's asking you maybe you're not hurt. How maybe you get out my face.
Those sideline reporters, man, be getting it.
Yeah, he be going down.
Talking to him or Bill Belichick.
They be getting it, man.
And they don't even be asking no off the wall questions. They be like, yo, so what do you think? What are you gonna do next quarter? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna try to win the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Okay, thanks a lot, bro.
What would you do? We're gonna go out there and play. All right.
How do you think you can do better? Oh, we gotta score more than the other team.
So how's your 49ers looking so far?
Looking great, man. They got a franchise quarterback.
Let me just say that. I could be wrong. That guy is not a franchise quarterback.
Who?
I've got a problem with that Garofalo guy. What's his name?
Garoppolo.
Whatever. Okay.
Gucci.
I don't see this guy as no franchise quarterback.
He hasn't lost yet. 7-0. Had us on a 5-game winning streak.
Right.
So I can't complain.
But you're happy with that.
Yeah.
But then again, you were happy with Alex, whatever his name. I told you that guy was
yeah.
terrible.
He got to sit in the NFC title game. I can't be upset.
Who else? Which one of the other quarterbacks you like too during this? Oh, it was Alex. It was Alex. Man.
Yeah, Alex and Kaepernick. Those are my two guys.
Kaepernick, I like. He had his ups and downs. Is he in the league at all now? Is he getting a job?
Still no job.
No job. I've been hearing some talk about some kind of negotiation between the NFL and the players where they can protest. Or
yeah, they're supposed to talk about it. Then you have Jerry Jones gets out yesterday and pretty much says, "My boys going to have their toe on the line."
Everybody on the plantation.
He said they're gonna have their toe on the line.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
If you on the plantation, the cowboy plantation, buddy.
My boys ain't doing that.
It's bad, man.
And
You better control your boys like I control mine.
Mm-hmm.
his son came out and said some stuff too. After he did, his son came out and pretty much said essentially the same thing. But there are some people that seem to be budging a little bit. I seen the guy from Philadelphia seems to be wanting to talk to the players and work out something, because you just can't rule with an iron fist like that, man.
Especially when the guys aren't even protesting like that.
Let me ask you a question. Being a 49ers guy. Oh, as soon as he starts hearing Cowboys, here he comes. It's a plantation, okay? Bottom line. Anyway, San Francisco 49ers quarterback. Oh, no, I was thinking about T.O. You guys can both participate in this.
Mm.
What do you think of T.O.'s whole protest and attitude with this thing with the NFL Hall of Fame?
I had a beef with T.O. not getting first ballot Hall of Fame.
Right.
I think the numbers made him first ballot.
Uh-huh.
So T.O. doing his own thing, I can't really be mad at that.
So you okay with him not wanting to go now that he wasn't the first ballot?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
T.O.'s a nut. Okay?
I'm glad you.
T.O.'s a nut.
He asked me that last week. I was like, bro.
T.O.'s
Once you've been slighted,
nut.
it's like, bro, I can
Listen.
feel how I want to feel now because you came at me wrong.
Anyway, we gotta get out of here. I got one thing to say. There's only 240 something or 400 something guys in the whole Hall of Fame. They put you in there, and okay, you didn't go the first time, but now because you're not going the first time, now you got a problem. You don't want to go at all. Come on, T.O. Get real.
I got one question before you go off.
What's that, buddy?
What about Dez Bryant? Anybody picked him up yet?
No. And
Browns are looking at him.
Who?
The Browns?
Yeah, the Browns.
I was thinking maybe Jerry Jones might scoop him back up. You know,
No, he's not, because he's saying stuff about the Cowboys now. He ain't making nobody love him for
well,
down
people
there
talk
right now.
about people all the time. That
No,
shit
he's
happened
talking about
there.
them bad, buddy. Okay?
Okay.
So Dez is pretty much out. You can forget about him.
Okay.
Anyway, folks, that's all we got. Football's on the horizon. We'll be back next week with more. Thanks, Naeem, for coming down. Thanks, Jared. My brothers, we're out.
JAY AM 1280 WJAY FM 98.3 Mullins.
If it was me, I would go. But
Me too.
Pass me the-